Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to solve an example on indices. So let us look at the question. Evaluate 32 to the power of n over 5 times 2 to the power of 2n plus 1. The whole thing is divided by 4 to the power of n times 2 to the power of n minus 1. Now we can observe here that 32 and 4 can be written as the powers of 2. So 32 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That gives you 32. So that means 2 has to be multiplied 5 times. So 2 to the power of 5 gives us 32. So in place of 32 I am going to write 2 to the power of 5 raised to the power of n over 5 times 2 to the power of 2n plus 1. I'll keep this second term the same, divided by, now 4 is nothing but 2 times 2 gives us 4. So 2 has to be multiplied 2 times with itself. So in terms of indices we can write it as 2 square is 4. So in place of 4 I can write it as 2 square to the power of n times 2 to the power of n minus 1. Now in this case the powers get multiplied, so there is a multiplication between the powers, so it becomes 5 times n over 5. There's a multiplication of powers using the rules of indices. So here 5 divides itself and we are left with only n. So 5 is going to divide itself and the term left over here is 2 raised to n times 2 raised to 2n plus 1 divided by, now this again there is a multiplication of powers, so we write it as 2 raised to 2n times 2 raised to n minus 1. Now there is a law of indices which is written as a to the power of m times a to the power of n. You can see the letters are same but the powers are different. So if the letters are same, then we write the letter once and we are going to add the powers if there is multiplication between the two. So similarly we can see that here it is 2 to the power of n times 2 to the power of 2n plus 1. So basically I have to add the powers here, 2 to the power of n plus 2n plus 1. So n and 2n are like terms, so we can add them and write it as 2 to the power of 3n plus 1. So here I am going to write for the numerator as 2 to the power of 3n plus 1. Similarly in the denominator there is a multiplication between the two terms, so I can add the powers and write it as 2 to the power of 2n plus n is again 3n minus 1. Now the second laws of indices is written as a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n. So if there is a division we write it as a to the power of m minus n. So remember, if there is multiplication we add the powers and if there is division we subtract the powers. So we can clearly see that there is a division here. So we are going to write it as 2 to the power of 3n plus 1 minus, since there are two terms in the denominator, in the power, put a bracket. So it becomes 3n minus 1. Further solving this, 2 to the power of 3n plus 1, open the brackets, so it becomes minus 3n and minus of minus becomes plus 1. So we have here 3n minus 3n. They both are like terms but they are opposite to each other, they have opposite signs, so they cancel off and we are left with 2 to the power of 2 because 1 plus 1 is 2, which gives us 4. Hence the option A. This is how we solve this evaluate question. Hope you have liked the video and thanks for watching.